Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the top 3 outreach strategies that you need to consider when starting in real estate investing. Again, we have a great takeaway for you at the end of this video, so be sure to stick around so that way you don't miss out on this great tool that will get you started in your real estate investing journey in 2022. First strategy we're going to talk about today is mail marketing. So about 43% of Americans of any age love receiving mail, and they actually really look forward to it. And actually, they end up keeping the mail for an average of 17 days. So when you're sending this marketing, that means that they're actually going to be holding onto it, and we'll probably see it more than one time when they're going through their mail, a second, third, when it's going from the coffee table to the kitchen table to the desk to the who knows where. They'll be looking at it multiple times, which is really good. And it's a tangible product that they're going to be able to actually look at and see instead of always swiping past text messages or emails, things like that. It's an actual physical thing they can hold in their hands. Things to keep in mind to get a successful marketing campaign started. You're going to want to make sure that it is repeating at least 7 to 12 times. You need those touch points so that way if by chance they end up throwing it away on accident the first time, they'll see it again the second time. And plus, honestly, it'll just be really consistent that they'll keep seeing it, and then you don't have to worry about continually following up. The mail is going to do that for you. Just make sure that you have a process that is set up for that. So I would also put any type of language that is not so robotic. We see, at least here at DealMachine, a lot of great success with people who actually write to their neighbor. What I mean by that is, say, instead of, "I'll buy your house cash as is," it's, "Hey, I'm a local investor in Indianapolis. I live in the area in Fountain Square." And then just say I look to help my neighbors out of financial difficulties, and I look to buy more rental properties for myself, or something like that. Write it like a letter. Don't write it like it's a ad in a newspaper that you're gonna just be spewing out at them, because this is a really vulnerable situation for them if they're considering of selling. They may be really scared and not know what this process looks like, and they wanna be able to trust the person that they're gonna be working with. So you need to come off very trustworthy and approachable. That also means put a picture of yourself on there. You can put your logo, but maybe also put a picture of you and your family, or maybe you and your doggo. Who doesn't love a good dog picture? One last statistic for you on the mail marketing. About 64% of marketers say that direct mail is the most effective way to reach out to prospects. So if you have the money, definitely start. It is more costly than other outreach options that we'll be talking about in this video. But again, it's something that's consistent. It doesn't take up a lot of your time if you have the right tools that set it up to be automatic and repeating. Option number 2 is going to be cold calling. So this option is a little bit more nerve-wracking for some of you that maybe don't prefer the phones or get really awkward when you're talking to a stranger, which honestly, that's totally normal, because who wouldn't be awkward talking to a stranger? But it's taking a step back and realizing that you're actually just talking to another human being and you're not doing anything bad. You're just asking them if they're interested in selling their home, and they can say no. And actually, the response rate for that is about 28% when you're doing cold calling. I know for myself, I was cold calling a lot to get maybe even just 5 appointments. I would have to call at least 80 people, and I was hand dialing. There are things right now that are like auto dialers. You can do Mojo Dialer, where we'll actually call out to 3 different lines, and then whoever picks up first, you get to talk to them. I was doing it where you type in the numbers, and every single time you picked up, and I had to cross off each time I was making a dial. Now, out of those 80 dials, I was expected to have about 20 people pick up. So that kind of gives you a range of where you should be when you're dialing. And then again, it's setting 5 appointments out of those 20 people that picked up. So just so you know, a couple things with cold calling. It is nerve-wracking at first, but it is totally doable. You just have to get in the right mindset of you're talking to another human being, you're not doing anything wrong, and you just have to know the no's are not personal. That doesn't mean that they won't get to you. They do get to you, but you need to just stand up, walk around, listen to some music, and get back into the groove, because that is how you're going to be successful at this. Because It's all about consistency. No matter which one of these outreach options you choose, it's all about consistency. And you're just gonna get better every time you pick up the phone and dial. Another thing to think about when you're doing this, do you have the time to cold call? Cold calling takes a lot of time. I was doing it for 2 hours out of the day, and it was a lot just doing it 2 hours, I'm not gonna lie. Now we have people like Carlos, which we will link his video up here, who did it for 8 hours a day. Now, mind you, Carlos did that for 6 months and had nothing, just crickets on things. But he did all that hard work and was consistent for 8 hours a day for 6 months. And now he is just flowing with deals. Again, you can check out his story above or in the description below. But it's all about consistency and not giving up. Don't let the no's get to you. The last and the most cost-effective outreach strategy is door knocking. Now, you thought cold calling was going to be a little nerve-wracking. Door knocking is a whole nother level, but it is the most cost-effective and it will get you in front of people the fastest. It has about a 20% response rate with about a 2% closing rate. It does get you talking to more people though. So even if Sue at the door is not interested in selling her house, she will probably know someone who is in the situation, or maybe knows a neighbor or knows a home that's vacant in the area that you didn't realize. So talking to people is the biggest thing. As Brent Daniels would say, you gotta just talk to people. So door knocking, you go up to the door, you knock on the door, you say, hey, I'm a local real estate investor. I would recommend stepping about 2 steps back from their front door, especially with just COVID and precautions and things like that. You don't wanna feel like you're right up in their face, because again, it's a little nerve-wracking, especially if maybe it's an elderly woman who's living alone. So just be kind and just be honest with them and say, hey, I'm a local investor. I noticed that there's some wear and tear on the house. Was wondering if you'd be interested in selling. And just talk to them like a normal human being. Whenever in any job that I did that was sales oriented, I always had to put myself in the mindset of, I'm talking to my friend. I'm just talking to my friend. And I literally had to think about myself like in a coffee shop with them and just talking to them, because that's how you, at least me, I relaxed myself to where I wasn't like, oh my gosh, are they gonna sell their house? Are they gonna sell their house? That isn't even on my mind right now. It's helping them and getting to know their story and their situation. I know it's nerve-wracking, but again, you just go ahead, do it. Give yourself that little pep talk, and I'm telling you, you're gonna have some great conversations with people. Not always, but you need to always just be consistent, and it will always turn out to where you are going to get a deal. It's just gonna take time. Once you're consistent, it really starts to flow, and you'll see all that hard work you've put in, whether it's mail marketing, cold calling, or door knocking, you'll see it all pay off. And if you wanna learn more, we actually do have other ways that you can actually generate leads in our free ebook. I told y'all I have something great for you at the end. Our free ebook that you can download right now in the description below. It gives you about 26 ways of generating leads and then how you can outreach to them. So if maybe these 3 things, even though I do highly recommend one of these 3, we're gonna give you so many other options in this ebook and get you set up for success for real estate in 2022. You're gonna do amazing things. We're here to support you. And of course, we do have our DealMachine free trial if you're looking for a software to help you on your journey with starting your real estate investing business, or maybe you just wanna add another tool in your toolbox for lead generation. We focus on driving for dollars. We do have mail sequencing campaigns that'll help you to go ahead and move forward and be consistent with that marketing and being able to customize those for your business. So again, there's that free trial link below if you would like to check us out there, but stay tuned for more real estate investing tips as we dive into 2022. And as always, happy deal finding.